the Fox 5 studios. This is the Reb Zone Sports Show.
Thrilled with the win on the road, and but also, you know, we've got a long ways to go on getting where we want to be. But I'd much rather be 3-1 talking about it than something less than that.
After the game, everybody's happy. You know, ever since fall camp, we all been hungry for this. This is something that we all been eager to have. You know, UNLV has been a drought, and we just want to be the ones just to bring it up and win a bowl game for this team.
Jaden Jet Thomas turning on the Jets last night in El Paso. UNLV closing out non-conference play with a 45-28 victory in El Paso. The Rebels are rolling into conference play on a 2-game win streak and will be eager to win this week's Ninth Island Showdown and bring that golden pineapple back to Vegas where it belongs. Welcome into the Reb Zone. I'm your host, Paloma Villicana, joined by UNLV head coach Barry Odom. And coach, I was saying before the show, a lot of highlights to unpack on both sides of the ball. I know your guys are determined to clean up the penalties from last night, but what strides did you see from your team, especially offensively?
Yeah, I thought we established early on the ability to run the football and our blocking at the point of attack. Schematically going into it, the plan, I thought our staff did a great job on putting the plan together, and then our kids executed at a high level. When we can run the ball the way that we did last night efficiently, that's going to open things up in the pass game. It's going to help our protection. And I thought overall offensively they controlled the game from start to finish.
Yeah, 6 rushing touchdowns last night. 4 of those from the Rushman running back Jet Thomas. A lot of great highlights to unpack on both sides of the ball. And also a big shout out to Rebel Nation on the road last night in El Paso. You guys showed up. Let's head out to El Paso at Sun Bowl Stadium. Beautiful night in El Paso, Texas. UNLV's first trip to Sun Bowl Stadium in 30 years. After the Rebels' defense forced a 3-and-out, it was once again UNLV's special teams that shined last night. The freshman DB Cameron Jenkins blocks UTEP's punt, and the LSU transfer Xavier Carter recovers the ball at the 12-yard line. The freshman coming up big in El Paso. Next play, the freshman running back Jet Thomas. Too easy for the young Rebel. UNLV jumps on the board first. The Miners respond on the next drive. UTEP scores on a QB sneak and quickly ties it up 7-7. Doesn't take long for UNLV to score again. 3 plays later, Jaden Maiava hands it off to Thomas. Thomas goes untouched to the end zone, his second score of the night. UNLV on top 14-7. Defense was playing lights out in the second quarter. Back-to-back sacks from Jalen Dixon Jr. and Xavier Carter. Miners are forced to punt, but the Rebels would make a huge mistake on special teams. Fred Tompkins runs into UTEP's punter, and the special teams penalty would lead to another UTEP touchdown. Gavin Hardison scores on another QB sneak, and the Miners tie it up at 14. Next drive, Jaden Maiava in for an injured Doug Brumfield, coming off a Freshman of the Week Mountain West honor, has been clicking with Ricky White all season long. A 53-yard gain to set the Rebels up at the 1-yard line. Maiava hands it off to the Texan running back Donovan Lester, who walks into the end zone for his second rushing touchdown of the season. The Rebels steal the lead 21-14. Rebels rolling on both sides of the ball in Texas. UTEP's Gavin Hardison is picked off by another Texan Rebel, Cameron Oliver, his first of the season, 6th INT at UNLV. Oliver's pick would lead to another Jet Thomas touchdown. That sounds good, doesn't it? His third of the half. UNLV takes a 28-14 lead heading into the locker room. Miners come out rolling in the third quarter. UTEP's 5'6" running back Torrance Burgess Jr. finds a gap in UNLV's defense and high steps into the end zone. Miners trail UNLV 28-21. Rebels trying to find some momentum in the second half. Maiava rolling out to his left, trying to connect with Ricky White on third down, but instead the ball falls into the hands of Praise Amole. Maiava's first big mistake of the night, his second pick of the season. Rebels make it up in the fourth quarter. Just keep giving the freshman the ball and watch him make history. Thomas tied the school record last night with 4 rushing touchdowns against UTEP. UNLV takes a 35-21 lead over UTEP, and the Miners keep their foot on the gas in the fourth quarter. Hardison airs it out to Jeremiah Ballard for the 27-yard touchdown, and UTEP trails UNLV by 7 with 11 minutes to play. Rebels respond on the next drive, UNLV flexing the talent in their running back room last night as Courtney Reese breaks free for a 32-yard rushing touchdown. Those moves from Courtney Reese, running backs, got some swag in this go-go offense. UNLV extends their lead 42-28. Jackson Turner, the senior transfer DB from Arizona, would come up big in the fourth quarter with 2 huge picks. One of his INTs would lead to a UNLV field goal. Jose Pisano, the Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Week, would ice the game with a 30-yard field goal, and UNLV wraps up non-conference play with a 45-28 road win over UTEP. Here's more from the Rebels in El Paso.
We want to be a lot better. Penalties hurt us. We gave up 2 touchdowns off penalties. We got to do a lot better, discipline, like I said, and we're going to clean the things up on film and control what we can control.
All my confidence is truly high because I started off low recruiting. I didn't have that much, and I got a call one day from Coach Marion. He just blessed me with this great opportunity, and now I just have to show them what I can do and why they picked me up from this school.
Jaden Jet Thomas. I think I said on the first Reb Zone, keep your eye on number 22. The freshman running back is destined for greatness here at UNLV. A true freshman. 4 rushing touchdowns last night, 100 yards on the ground. He turned on the Jets at UTEP, tied the school record for most rushing touchdowns in a single game. Thomas, just one of several freshmen making big plays last night on both sides of the ball. But Coach, your offense is so explosive, so versatile this season. What is it about Coach Marion putting your guys in position to win this season?
Yeah, I think really Coach has done a great job on piecing it together and using the skill set of the players that we have. And I think it all starts with our offensive line on how well can we block at the point of attack, can we control the line of scrimmage, and then creatively finding ways to get the playmakers the ball out in space. We've always, and I've talked since we started, we've got to be able to run the ball, and creatively we're finding ways to do that, and that now that we get into conference season, that's got to be even more of a charge of our staff to get that done.
Yeah, talking about maturity and resiliency on your team, Jaden Mayava coming in for an injured quarterback, Doug Brumfield. Want to talk about what you saw from him last night and the growth that he has this season with you guys? I
think Jaden controlled the game. He made mistakes, but also he was always in control. And I think throughout the course of the game, he let the game come to him. He didn't try to force too many things other than the one interception. You know, was a bad decision. He'll learn from that. Yeah. But also, you know, in times on reading in the RPO world, he did a nice job. He delivered the ball, was on time. Was able to go through the progression of his reads, and I thought he played like a mature competitor.
Yeah, 4 games of in-game reps for Jaden Mayava, the redshirt freshman from Liberty High School. Speaking of Doug Brumfield not on this trip, how are you guys approaching this week with your quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think, well, with all of our injured players, if you can be in a position that you practice well enough throughout the week to be able to play, then I want to take everybody on the trip that we can. We'll take the same approach this week. Hopefully we get them back, and the other guys that are banged up, hopefully we get them back as well. Yeah, 2 elite quarterbacks at UNLV, Doug Brumfield and Jaden Mayava. And talking about the depth in this program, that is what Barry Odom is building here at UNLV. It doesn't matter what year your player is, they're going to have success in your program. Well, Rebels were rolling on both sides of the ball last night. 4 sacks, 3 INTs, 9 TFLs. The list goes on. The guys getting ready for Hawaii this Saturday at Allegiant Stadium. We're breaking down this UTEP road dub and how the defensive transfers continue to have a huge impact on the football field.
I just try to bring the best version of myself I can each and every day. I try to be a leader. I try to lead by example, be vocal when I need to be, and just do what I can do and bring my other guys along.
With a broken nose and 2 picks on the road at UTEP, Talk about a football player fighting down the stretch of the game last night. 2 picks in the fourth quarter, but he's all over the stat sheet, Coach. A transfer from Arizona. I looked up his history. He had 2 picks total last year at Arizona, and he had 2 picks last night in the fourth quarter. What growth are you seeing from Jackson Turner?
Well, I think his practice habits are starting to really show up on Saturday, and that's so important. And he's got experience. He's got real life game experience, and it's starting to show in our system. The things that he continues to grow in with eye discipline and the ability to communicate and get guys lined up. We expect that from him, and it's starting to see it even more and more each week. And we really need him to play well here as we get into conference season. Yeah, not just Jackson Turner, but several playmakers on defense making big plays last night. 4 sacks from 4 different players. What are you seeing from your defense right now and the entire group working really hard? Well, thing that we have to be up front, we've got to be disruptive, and if we can play on their side of the line of scrimmage and have TFLs and get them behind the sticks, that's going to help us on our third down conversion rate defensively. And then the ability to find ways to swarm and populate the ball. If we get as many guys to the football as we can, that'll help us in coverage, that'll help us in run defense. And again, if we can get them behind the sticks on first and second down, that increases our chance to have success on third down. Yeah, Dre Williams, Xavier Carter, Keith Conley, Jalen Dixon, several guys last night making big plays on defense. So much fun to break down these dubs because we got highlights on offense, we got highlights on defense, and special teams continues to shine at UNLV. So UNLV rolling in all 3 phases. And speaking of special teams, it's been a bright spot for the Rebels this season. UNLV's new place kicker Jose Pisano has bursted on the scene, kicking game-winning field goals and bringing confidence to this UNLV locker room. Coming up next, we're sitting down with the Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Week. The Reb Zone. We'll be right back.
It's 35 yards. Snap, kick, Pisano, connects!
When you come out for a game-winning field goal, what's going through your mind?
Just relax, just trust myself, trust all the basics, and not overthink, just here for a reason. Gotta trust my teammates, and gotta trust Marshall on the hold and walk around the long snap.
UNLV leads with 5 seconds left. That does it. UNLV with a deep ball get the win 40-37 in the most stunning way.
You've been successful everywhere you've been, but what is it about Shebus and this coaching staff that's really helping you this year?
He really dials in on the details, and that's kind of the thing I've noticed between previous schools and here is that we go back to the basics. We don't try to do anything super crazy, and it's just keeping it simple but putting the max effort in every time.
Good, nice, good, there you go, good, tough, good.
I want to talk a little bit about maybe the transition from soccer to football. What do you use every day in your skill set from soccer that helps you every day?
Honestly, a lot of the finesse stuff, just being able to execute certain kicks or different things that Coach Shebus demands from us, and I think that's kind of what I have an advantage on. Some of the other kickers in other schools, I may not have the biggest leg, but I can definitely do something that other kickers can't.
This is a special season for you, your last season in college football. Want to talk about bigger than the game, your family and what you're dedicating the season to? Definitely
my grandpa, he passed away in February, and that's kind of been rough on me and my family, and definitely dedicating that to him and Ryan Keeler as well.
I want to wrap it up with Coach Odom, your love for Coach Odom and how he's really helped you succeed here.
Yeah, he's been amazing. When my grandpa passed away, he reached out to me and my family. It's been nothing but amazing to me. Literally been the best, probably one of my best coaches that I've had. Like I said, he looks out for everybody. He pushes everybody. He sees us in the hall, he'll come say what's up. He doesn't exclude everybody. He likes everybody being together, and it's just amazing. The way he's changing the culture here at UNLV, it's awesome.
Coach, want to talk about his impact in your program, a bright, mature young man that has no doubt made an impact this season.
He definitely has, and you look at the production on the field, once we get close to the 35-yard line, we're banking on, okay, we're coming away with points, and we want touchdowns, but obviously with the way that our snap has been, our protection, our hold, and then he's been dialed in. It's a wonderful weapon to have on your side, and such a game-changing play. You never know when you're going to need those 3 points and the extra point. I think at some point people just take that for granted, and it's hard because there's so many people involved, and Jose's been really a great competitor, been a great teammate, and a wonderful addition to our team.
Yeah, he spoke about Coach Shebus and the impact he's had on your football team. Coach, from day one until now, what's the buy-in you've seen from your team on special teams?
I think they see the importance of it.
Yeah.
I think Coach Shebus has done a great job motivating, but also giving them the tools to be successful on game day. Yeah. The habits that they show throughout the week, they're showing up now on game day. They're seeing success because of that, and I think that even causes more. It's contagious on the ability to want to be part of that, to help our team play winning football.
Yeah, anytime we can have Coach Shebus and Jose Pisano on the Reb Zone, we definitely will. It's time for conference play, and what a way to open up Mountain West play at Allegiant Stadium this Saturday against UH. UNLV looking to recapture the Golden Pineapple and improve to 3-0 at home this season. Vegas, the Rebels need you to be there on Saturday for the Ninth Island Showdown. We'll discuss more on the 808-702 rivalry coming up. It's time to rock and roll. Conference play is here, and the Rebels are heading into Mountain West play, winning 2 straight. Barry Odom eager to win his first Mountain West game with his Rebels as UNLV looks to bring back the Golden Pineapple to the 702 and improve to 3-0 in Vegas. UNLV looks to stay undefeated at Allegiant Stadium, and hey, freshman running back Jet Thomas said it on social media, come on y'all, come and pack Allegiant Stadium. The Rebels need you to be there this Saturday for a 1 p.m. kickoff. Saturday's game will also be broadcasted right here on Fox 5's Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. The Ninth Island Showdown is here. The rivalry week is here. Vegas, the Ninth Island. A lot of rivalry between Hawai'i and UNLV, but want to talk about this Hawai'i matchup. Coach, I feel like when there's a trophy on the line, everything's a little bit heightened.
It will be, and you years before they made it and decided to make it a rivalry game. So we have inherited that. We look forward to the opportunity. We need to turn it into a home field advantage, and I think we will. Vegas is such a wonderful place and a great sports town and city, and I think they're starting to feel the excitement that we have. We're building on that, and our guys will be excited to play back at home. It'll be a great week of preparation, and then we need to go play really well.
I feel like the guys who are returners for your team kind of have a chip on their shoulder from last year's 31-25 loss on the road in a rainy Manoa. A lot of mistakes for UNLV last year. I know the guys will have a chip on their shoulder to bring back the Golden Pineapple, but what have you seen on tape this year from the 2-3 Rainbow Warriors?
Well, just watched their game last night. They were down, by a number of points and came back and found a way to win the game. I thought on offense, their quarterback played really well down the stretch. They've got a number of playmakers. They spread the ball around. They've got playmakers all over the field, and they make you defend every square inch of the field. And then defensively, they look aggressive to me, attacking up front and mix in their coverages on the backside. Obviously, we need to play really well to have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, Timmy Chang in his second year at UH committed to the run and shoot offense. The Hawai'i Warriors are 2-3 heading into Allegiant Stadium with a 20-17 win over New Mexico State. But I feel like when it comes to this rivalry, both of those records are kind of thrown out the window. It'll be a big show on Saturday at 1 p.m. But also want to get your thoughts on just your guys already ready to get to work. Last night, post-game in El Paso, it means a lot and it says a lot that they're already looking at what mistakes they made and ready to work on that.
They're becoming a mature team. They understood that yes, we won the game. We're excited about 3-1, but also know that we've not played a complete game in all 3 phases together, and that's what we're striving for. And you hear a lot of the same messages from the leaders of our team on down through the locker room. We're moving in the right direction. We know that we can play a lot better football than we have here the first 4 weeks, and that's the mission, to try to get it done. And now they're so big and so important with conference play starting.
Yeah, I see the hunger in your guys' eyes to go win a bowl game for the first time in 10 years. A lot to improve on, but a lot to be excited about to be 3-1 so far this season. Well, want to hear more from Coach Odom? Grab the family and come on down to the Barry Odom radio show every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. over on the west side of town at Parkway Tavern Flamingo. Enjoy $2 Miller Lights and hang out with Rebel Nation and get to hear more from Coach Odom on his radio show as the Rebels get ready to beat UH on Saturday at 1 p.m. Have a great week, Las Vegas. See you next week on the Reb Zone.